What is going on, guys? Carlos here from Live Gaming Paradise, and we're back again with another Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild tutorial. This time is the final one, the final EX Champions trial. We have to go back to the Shrine of Resurrection. We've defeated all of the Ganons on the Divine Beasts. Our power regenerates much quicker, so we go back to the Shrine of Resurrection to do the final trial. In here, you will find... as soon as you land there, there'll be like it will tell you about the challenges that you've done, and this is the final trial and blah blah. And in here we're gonna fight. We're going to do the last trial, which is a dungeon. So this dungeon is pretty similar to what you've encountered before when you were inside of the Divine Beast. But it's not a Divine Beast, despite it's saying on the Sheikah slate that it is a Divine Beast and you gain controls of the Divine Beast. I couldn't see the Divine Beast. There wasn't a Divine Beast anyway. And then finally, you'll be fighting with the last baddie. I won't spoil it for you until I release the video, but I didn't include it in this video, because this video is already 20 odd minutes and it's quite long, and it was long enough without having to put the final fight, because the final fight is not easy and it takes quite a bit of time. This video would have become 40 minutes easily. So once you get once you put the Sheikah slate on the pedestal, the whole platform will go down like an elevator, and you are inside of what looks like a Divine Beast with many different trials inside of one big dungeon. And there's loads of baddies, lava, and all sorts of bad stuff around there. But we're going to do it together, and I'm pretty sure you're going to be able to do it just fine. I've sped up parts of this video, not all of it, but the parts that I felt that I should let in, should stay in, and but they were too boring to leave it running all the time. So once you get down here, you have to shoot a guardian. It is an easy one anyway, so it's on the left hand side, and put your Sheikah slate so you can get the map of the Divine Beast and the controls of the Divine Beast. So once you get those things, then you'll be able to rotate certain parts of the Divine Beast and change the rotation direction of certain objects. So that's crucial, because without it you won't be able to do anything. So get your map and see what you are dealing with. Normally we can see a Divine Beast in the skeleton and you will be inside, but this is no Divine Beast, so it's like a dungeon sort of thing with a main rotor that you can, switch rotation direction to either side. So once you do that, this is how I started. I went back to the beginning where I came in, and I did the first one as you're coming in, the first one to the left, which now is going to be the first one to the right. So when you get up here, just turn open your Divine Beast controls, or open your dungeon controls, and start the Divine Beast. So all of the cogs and all of the pistons are going to be running, and that's the only way you're going to be able to get anywhere. So once you do that, you'll see that above your head there's going to be like a metal sort of block, like rectangular block on some sort of a frame railings, and you need to grab that with your power and put it into the side of the rotation of the rotating door, in order for you to get inside and start your first trial. So there's 4 trials inside of this dungeon with 4 different locks. So once you get here, it looks very complex, but trust me, it's not that complex. Just as long as you're watching, you should be okay. So the first thing we're going to try and do is get ourselves the chest. There's a chest rotating on the entrance platform, and we're going to go and get that chest first. These metal cubes, or metal rectangular pieces of metal are movable, so you'll be able to move them But let's go and get the chest first, and then we'll be able to do the rest. So there's going to be one cube at the top that is detachable, so you can actually take it out and use it. So take it out, drop it to the bottom, and then move it closer to the left hand side. If you're at the same place as I am, because you're going to put it down there, right down here. So you can grab it sideways, put it in here, slide it in, and then it will get locked, so you won't be able to take it out again. And the other one is going to rotate as well, so you need to so now you need to be aware that the second platform is rotating. Try to not put them together. So like I said, let's go and get the chest first, and then I'll explain to you what you need to do in order to get the entrance to the bottom and still make contact. So let's get this one in here, and that's going to be, as you can see to my right, there's like the power source, and that's where the platform where the chest is. So when you get down here, you see that the platform to your left is rotating also, so you don't want that one to rotate. And now the doorway is right on the left hand side, we won't be able to get in. So put this metal plate to the right a bit, so you can touch the other one and can move this platform, the platform where the doorway is, enough so it won't be on the top. You'll be able to gain access like this, like I left it here. It's not the best position, but it's okay. And then what you do, you just push it out so you can make contact when it goes nearer the other one, and the electricity will pass through. I left it to on the outside, and it's obviously rotating this platform now, but it doesn't really matter because you're inside now, so it's not a big problem. You'll be able to get out. So when you get down here, just open your first lock, and then you have done your first trial. So not very difficult, but it does take a little bit of getting used to, especially with the controls on the dungeon. But the first lock is out now, so we're going to go and do the second lock. Every time you do a lock, there will be some fresh new guardians coming from the sky. I don't know where they're coming from, but you know, they're coming from somewhere, and they're going to attack you as soon as you get out. So in here, see, I've reversed the direction, and then like that you'll be able to get out of these parts of the dungeon. So get rid of the 4 guardians. These are only small ones, so not to worry too much. There are much worse ones coming your way. So once you do that, then we're going to go over to the other side. Let me pick up these little springs, ancient springs, and then we're going to go and do the second part. And this part is the one with the spikes and the lava. So you see this platform rotating here. If it's rotating the other way around, just change the controls on the Divine Beast, and you'll be able to get it rotating the right way. Once it's rotating the right way, like I did now, just climb on top of the platform, and then either change the rotation of the Divine Beast, or change the rotation of the dungeon. Keep saying Divine Beast, but it's not Divine Beast, and then your entrance will come around quicker. So you can see like a spike, sort of like contraption in the middle, and loads of fire and lava everywhere. So you need to have it rotating this way to the right when you're going up. If it's rotating to the right, then just go around all the spikes to the area where it's got no spikes, and then when you're clear, just go to the top, see the fire has gone off, and you need to jump out. So there's going to be a switch in here, and a ball will come out of the side on that gate. So you need to open the gate or step on the switch. Once the spiral thing at the back passes through that door gate. And now what we're going to do is we're going to be reversing backwards and forwards the dungeon's controls, so the ball can come out of this tube here on the front, not the one that it got into, the one on the front, so it can fall right in front of you, and then you can go and get it. So as you can see, the ball is in the corner pipe there. So once she gets to the other side, you're going to reverse it one more time so you won't fall in the lava. So let it come down to this area here, and then reverse it once again, and then it will come out through the pipe at the front, and you will come right in front of your feet or a little bit down the steps, and you'll be able to go and pick it up. So once it's there, just go and pick it up and put it on this slide contraption here to the right, and that will activate and open the door to one of the locks. So put your ball in here, and then the gate will be active and you'll be able to get in. But we're missing one thing. We're missing the chest. So in order to get the chest, what you need to do is you jump back onto this platform here once the fire goes out, and then you're going to reverse the direction of this thing again so you can get the clear path in front of you, and reverse it one more time. If it is this way, you have to reverse it accordingly to how your one is spinning. So once you go to and get down to the bottom one more time, we're going to go and get our chest before I go and open the lock. So the chest is on top of this script here where the lock is, right up there. So I'm going to go to the door, to the rotating door, and I'll stay in the entrance, and that's how I'm going to go and get my chest. So go into the entrance here and stay in the archway, in the entrance archway. Just stay here and until you're high enough to get to your chest. So stay almost right at the top, and then jump and glide off, and or jump off and glide, and you get your chest in here. Once you do that, just go down and activate the pedestal down here, and that will open your second lock. And that's halfway through. So 2 locks open and 2 locks to go. So we're going to go now and do the far end ones. And the way you do these ones is that you can't really get onto the platform where you need to be, because there's no steps or no stairs or anything like, or no ladders or anything like that. So what you need to do, you're going to do exactly the same thing. You're going to stay on top of the entrance and then glide off to the platform where the next puzzles are. So stay here on the entrance, but you have to be very careful now, actually, because there's going to be another guardian. Like I told you, every time you come out, there's going to be one different guardian. And this one is not easy pickings. It is very difficult. It took me forever to do this. I left this bit in here so you guys can see exactly what I went through and how difficult this guy is. The first time he hit me, I died straight away. But if you die in here, don't worry, because you're going to come back onto the same part of the puzzle. 2 locks will still be open. So it's not the end of the world, but still it's not good to die because of a silly mistake of not seeing if there was any guardians around. So once you defeat this guy in here, it took me ages. Just look, I sped up most of this video and look how long it took me. With just use like bomb arrows, and towards the end I used shock arrows, just to try to defeat it. And it was extremely difficult. It was not easy at all. And there's another one coming, so just be careful, because there's going to be a few more coming along your way that you need to be aware of, and they are going to be very difficult. So once you defeat it, just go and get all the ancient springs in here, and now go back onto that first one that we've done right by the entrance, and in the doorway, just stay in the doorway and then glide off to the platform right in front of you. So stay in the doorway here until you're high enough. I almost fell from here when I was trying to glide off because something came and stood in the way. So just glide off to this platform here. And the first one we're going to go and do is, you see that hanging platform there that you need to climb over? The opposite side. We're going to do the opposite side first. But be careful, there's a guardian up here. You need to get rid of it. This guy in here took me a little bit of time. Not as bad as the other one, but still, it took me quite a bit of time to do it. This is the sort of guardian that you get when you go inside of a shrine. You know, it's annoying to get these guys in here because they're not easy. But with some bomb arrows, shock arrows, you can get rid of them easily. So go and pick up your what the Guardian dropped if you need any of these things. I've got plenty of weapons, I can't take anything else. And then up the top, you'll be able to use magnesis and get that little block in there. This block in here is crucial. You need to bring it out, bring it up, and then stick it in the hole in the wall by the cogs, because the cogs are not spinning on the right hand side. That's the reason why you can't get inside of that part of the puzzle. So once you do that, then you need to bring out, you need to get the chest first. So this one you can use magnesis to get the chest out, so not very hard. So just grab the chest, bring it close to you. And I think this one has got some bomb arrows, 5 bomb arrows, and they come handy in this dungeon because it's quite difficult to do some of the guardians in here. Then once you do that, you just get your magnesis again, and then you're gonna pull it towards that metal block that you've stuck onto the cog. So once you do that, then all you need to do is just jump off the edge here. I was coming to see if anything else was moving, but there was nothing else moving. So just come off the edge in here and go into the third and final trial, where you've got to unlock the third lock. So in here you got a big fan pulling up air towards it. You don't need to be worried about being sucked in, but there's going to be a guardian right behind it. So use your stasis and freeze the fan and then shoot the guardian. I shot it, I didn't leave that part in because everyone can do that. But you shoot it, and then once you shoot it, then you have to freeze it again, freeze the fan again with stasis, and go and pick up whatever it's in the chest. So that's the chest collected. So to get out again, freeze the fan, and then we're gonna go over to the other side and do I call that like a pedestal. It's like a pedestal where you put your Sheikah Slate and activate or deactivate the third lock and open the third lock. So this is the bit in here that you need to go into. In order to do that, you need to change the rotation direction of the fan. Instead of pulling air, it needs to be pushing air, so you can be gliding over to the other side. But you need to do this backwards and forwards. So in here it's pushing air, and then you go up the levers and turn left here, and then you want it to be sucking air. So change the rotation direction, or change the direction of the fan again, and you're going to be landing on the middle platform, the one that is moving from side to side. So once you get there, just be careful and then drop in here. And now you're going to freeze the fan, and then you're going to jump off and go over and activate your third lock. So once the third lock is done, then you have to again freeze the fan and then get out, and that's the third puzzle done. We have one more to go. So let's get on to the fourth and final one. And again, be very aware there's going to be some guardians down here. So once you manage to get out, then you're going to face some guardians in here. And there's going to be an helicopter one. So you need to shoot at the propellers in order for it to drop down and not be attacking you all the time. In this one, once you shoot the propellers, you can just ignore it. At the end, I went to kill it, but you can just ignore it, safely ignore it. You can't do any harm because it falls on its head, and it's not going to be any problem to you. So shoot the propellers, shoot the engines of the propellers, and then once you do all of that, it will fall down just like that, and you can just ignore it. So now let's go and do the other side, the other part of the puzzle, which is the fourth lock. So on this one you have to come up these ladders here, and you see the platform on the right here with chains. That's the platform we need to raise. But every time that one of those pistons is trying to touch the cog to move it, what happens is that it's sliding backwards, and then it's not gonna have enough reach to do that, to get it. But just before we do the final lock, let's go through the middle piston here, and there's going to be a chest in here as well. So just keep on going up here, and there's going to be a chest behind this rotating thing. So just use your stasis again and freeze it, and you'll be able to get what's inside of the chest. It doesn't have to be fully uncovered. You can just from the side you'll be able to do it. There's a shield in here, so Gerudo's shield. Then go back to where you came from, and let's do the final lock. So in here you can see you can freeze time. So like when it almost reaches the cog, just freeze it, and then this platform will be raised, the one with the chains, and then you'll be able to get inside. Once you get in here, just go down these steps here, and on the right hand side you see a contraption. It's like a claw sort of thing. So make an ice block underneath this contraption, and you'll pull it up. The claw will attach to the top, and then it will start spinning. Once it starts spinning, then you need to come down here and change the rotation, change the direction of where the cog is turning to, and so you can turn the other way, and then you will like the platform will kind of drag you up. There we go, just like this, and then we can go inside the final area here. Okay, once you get into this final area, what you're gonna do is there's like a piston right in front of you. There's like a flooded area here, so there's a piston here. Just get your stasis again, and then I was trying to freeze this little bit here, but it's not. So freeze this bit here, and then just hit it with a sword, so you can spin. So once it spins, the water level will go down, and you'll be able to go and get your chest. So it's spinning, the water level is going to go down, and you'll be able to get your chest. There we go. So it's right down there. So just jump down there and go and get the chest, and then you'll be able to get to where you need to go in terms of activating the fourth lock. So go back here, and then the water level is much lower now, so you'll be able to walk under here. So just keep on going up, and then go up the steps on the right hand side, and there will be a switch in there. And on this switch in here, what this does is it like sort of like springs the ball upwards, so you can touch that same thing that we've just as frozen, like with stasis. So pick up the ball, step on the switch, pick up the ball, and then step off the switch, and then step again on the switch. And what it's going to do is going to rotate that little thing again, and then the water level will start getting up again. It's like a sort of a tap. Turn the tap off, turn the tap on. And now in here, very simple to do. All you need to do here is create an ice block, and then you'll be able to just climb on top of it and go and activate your fourth and final lock, which is right here. And then there's just one more thing to do, so that I left that in as well, so you guys can see exactly what you need to do in order to activate the door. But the fourth and final lock are now detached from the main piston in the center, and you'll be able to get into the deepest parts of the dungeon, which is, I don't know what the deepest parts are. So go to the right here, and you'll be on the beginning of this this level of this trial in here. And there's entrances on both sides, so you can just get out through here. And the final step will be to move that big cog, so you can open the last passage with your magnesis. And then you'll be going to the final fight. So this is it for this video, guys. Thank you very much for watching. If you like this video, if this video helped you, please give us a like and consider subscribing for more content like this. I'll be back again with some more Breath of the Wild videos. The next one will be the big fight, final fight, and then I'll be uploading some more side missions on how to get clothing and all sorts. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye!